Try this again. We should be sheer vertical format. We are full vertical. Oh, we're doing vertical live. Alright, so when I do these, I gotta remember to have my DJI rotate correct screen before I can do the vertical live. Oh my god, this is gonna look so much better. Is this public? I hope this is public because I might have fucked up. I'm being really pissed if it's not public. I think it's public. Are we good? Can you guys see me? Hello? Hello? Bork? Bork? Hi! Oh no, I think it's working. Praise her. Public is public. I just checked the live stream. Hi. Welcome to the live stream, guys. We are going to be covering That Vegan Teacher today regarding to the whole AI crap. And yeah, this is interesting because she uses AI to her advantage, or she uses AI to get the wrong factual information. So, I am going to be making a full-fledged video on this, so stay tuned for that coming out April 4th. This is just one of the videos that I'll probably be including in the episode when I talk about this, so I'm curious how this turns out. And yeah, so let's get into it. I've not seen this one, so we did fresh one content, and this is pretty much her having AI talk about who's wiser, who's kind of braver and wiser. Actually, this is an old video that came out in 11 months ago, but still relevant to my discussion on her using AI for her own mission and advantage. Because, again, let's watch it.
Hello, ChatGPT. Can you please tell me who is kinder, braver, and wiser? Christina Collins, who's also known as Call Me Chris, or That Vegan Teacher, Miss Katie?
Here are the ways that Miss Katie, That Vegan Teacher, is kinder, braver, and wiser than Christina Collins. The first way Miss Katie shows her kindness is by using her platform to fight for the most innocent and vulnerable beings on this planet, animals.
Again, this is just focusing on the animal rights versus you're comparing an animal rights activist versus a non-animal rights activism. So that would be like comparing me to That Vegan Teacher. There's no difference in terms of what I do versus what Common Chris does. And the only reason she's making that comparison is she made a video on Call Me Chris and making attack videos on her, and she's also a big content creator. So That Vegan Teacher tends to make, she doesn't anymore, but she basically did it because the, are we still in that form? She basically did it because she wanted to get views and gains. Hi, Reagan. Welcome to the stream. Reagan. I'll call you Reagan. So that's why she initially did it. Now that she gets views on the live stream, she doesn't necessarily go after big content creators and attack them anymore. She focuses on live streams, and that's it. That's why. Because the live streams do better than her videos. So.
She educates her audience about the horrifying realities of industries that exploit animals for food, clothing, and entertainment, urging people to choose kindness instead of cruelty. Meanwhile, Christina Collins continues to support and promote these industries, showing that her own personal pleasure.
Also, can someone tell me if this AI voice is actually an option in like the actual like setting of ChatGPT or not? Because I don't believe ChatGPT has a setting in where you go in ChatGPT and there's like a voice option. Like, I could be wrong, but like to my knowledge, there's like, I don't know how to change. Like, I know there's a voice option here, right? But I don't know how to change that in terms of like that. It might be on the phone or app, but I don't think this is a voice option here.
Matters more to her than the lives of the victims. Instead of using her massive influence to stand up for justice, she collects animals like props, using them in her videos to gain views while continuing to fund.
Okay, well, I use my kitty to gain views. You know, I'm also a furry, so I guess I use myself to gain views. Does that count? See, does this count as me using an animal to gain views? Oh, okay, I'm not an animal. Right? My persona is a wolf. So that's dog. I'm not a real animal. Okay, I just wanted to point that out. Alright. Okay, everyone just like stare at my tail while I talk. This is my tail. Isn't that cute? Isn't that beautiful? Have you seen my tail before? Have you? Um, but yeah, there's actually nothing unethical or wrong or inhumane against using animals on to promote your channel or doing a live stream with them because as long as you're not harming them in live, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. As speaking of that, that vegan teacher has used her own animal. Yes, I think she actually adopted a dog, but she still uses her own animal to talk about, the dog being vegan. So how is that different from Call Me Chris actually using her animals and talking about her own animals? How is that any different? She's still doing the same thing as that vegan teacher promoting animals. One vegan teacher uses her own dog and promotes her dog in terms of being vegan. Call Me Chris uses her animals to do the same concept of promoting her animals and her channel. There's literally no difference. I just wanted to point that out.
Industries that harm them. Miss Katie stands for true kindness, one that demands real change, not just superficial gestures. The second way Miss Katie is braver is in her willingness to speak out against the
How is she braver?
sexual exploitation of animals.
This is not bravery. Okay, so can I point this out? Hi RMP, welcome to the stream. Can I point this out? So that's not bravery speaking out about animal cruelty. That's not bravery. We have freedom of speech in the United States. If that vegan teacher lived in North Korea where they don't have freedom of speech and she did shit like this, she'd go to jail and get all bad stuff would happen. North Korea, evil place. But she doesn't live in North Korea. She lives in Canada or United States. I don't know where she lives. But she lives in a country where freedom of speech is available to us to use for our own privilege, and what we want to say on the platform. That's not bravery at all. Speaking out is not bravery. Now, it's different if you were talking about, being attacked by another person. I'm not going to say the word. And speaking out in public about it, that's completely different. Comparing that to that vegan teacher speaking out about animal rights activism has zero to do with being brave. One, speaking about a cruel attack that happened to you versus an animal attack, animal rights activism, that's not bravery. One is not. What vegan teacher is doing is not considered bravery. Just because freedom of speech exists. Hey, memes. Yes, I'm a furry. Yes, you can ask me questions. Go for it.
Especially the systemic rape of mother cows in the dairy industry. Female cows are forcibly. This is sexual violence, plain and simple. Miss Katie has made it clear that no female.
Is this about the vegans? No, this is about that vegan teacher specifically. You guys see that vegan teacher profile image? She's comparing herself to Call Me Chris, who's got more bigger audience. And then she's basically attacking Call Me Chris for not being vegan. So that's essentially what it's about. And her using AI to do that. I mean, that's misrepresenting use of AI. Which is not, by the way, I don't believe she's actually using ChatGPT to get this information. She's literally either having someone voiceover speak, because I watched her one of her other videos and this video, and the audio sounds completely different. So I do believe it's someone actually speaking over, but I'm going to be actually making a video on her, clickbaiting her AI videos in 3 days. Because if I didn't hear the audio difference quality, I wouldn't believe myself, but she's just not using AI for these videos I'm talking about. And I have proof. So stay tuned for that.
Any species deserves this abuse. Christina
Hi,
Collins,
Purple Fox. Welcome to the stream.
has publicly shared that she was assaulted, yet she turns a blind eye when the exact same thing happens to other females. If she truly understood the pain of being violated, she would speak out against it happening to innocent animals.
Okay, again. Hey, welcome to the stream, Lacey. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're a Therian, and guess what? Like, he's a furry. I consider all Therians. I consider all Therians to be in the furry community. Okay. All right, I do. So hi, welcome to the stream. I know Therians are different. One is more spiritual, and one is more, being a furry is not based on spiritual reasons. So they're two different things, but I do consider Therians and furries to be similar. Because we both wear a mask. We do. Okay? We both wear a mask. Alright. Hi, Chocolate Mike. Welcome to the stream.
But instead, she continues to support and normalize their suffering.
One physical abuse on a human attack is completely different from an animal. Alright? Alright. You can't compare what humans go through versus animals. That's not a fair comparison. Unless it's, a human actually doing it just to get that out of it. And then that's messed up. I'm not talking about that. We're gonna move on.
Lack of empathy for these victims is staggering.
No, Comic Chris has empathy for animals. It's just she enjoys meat, just like I do.
The third way Miss Katie is wiser is in her deep understanding of what veganism actually is.
Oh, thank you so much, Lacey. I appreciate it.
Veganism isn't just about eating plants. It's a justice movement that states humans must live without exploiting animals. Because animals, like children, are not objects to be bought, sold, commodified, utilized, sexually assaulted, or exploited in any way. Miss Katie teaches this message with clarity.
And if that were true, that vegan teacher wouldn't have a dog. But guess what, guys? She owns a dog. Boom. There we go. And she gave her dog vegan food, so is that necessarily a bad thing? No. Is that necessarily helpful for the dog in terms of what the dog wants in life? No, I don't think the dog actually wants vegan food, but considering there's a video out there on that vegan teacher's platform where she literally sees the dog, her own dog, eating dead rabbits. So stop with that.
Clarity and passion. Helping people understand that true justice means leaving animals out of our meals, clothes, and entertainment. Christina Collins, however, continues to treat animals as mere accessories for her brand, collecting
them
for content while doing nothing to stop their suffering on a larger scale.
She's not veganism. Go figure.
The fourth way Miss Katie shows her wisdom is in her refusal to turn a blind eye to the realities of animal abuse. She doesn't just avoid animal products, she actively exposes the industries that produce them.
Okay, guess what? So I wanted to point this out. When it comes to glass. Oh, there's glass on my floor. When that glass broke, I forgot about that. I need to I want to point this out. So while you're veganism, right? If you're a veganism, you still use animal products. Here's the proof. If you take medication, a lot of animal products still use there are certain embryo in the eggs or vaccines, or there's certain embryos that are used in terms of snake venom or other products that are used in animals for medical uses that you're going to be using when you go to ER or stuff like that. So whether you like it, you're still going to end up using animal products in some shape or form, even though you may not agree with that. But you can't get rid of animal products 100% because they have many, many use cases scenarios for it. One that being clothes, another one is being color dye, another one is being in terms of in medical use cases. So, yeah. You can't fully eliminate the use of animal products. And certain animal fats are also used in products like soaps. Now, they do make vegan soaps, which is oil in the essence of that. So, yeah. Just thought I'd point that out.
She speaks out against the fur and leather industries, where animals are electrocuted, skinned alive, and killed for fashion. She educates people about the brutal egg industry, where male chicks are shredded alive.
She's not educating them she's literally attacking other people just because they're not vegan. That's not education, that is a blunt attack on the individual just because they're not what she likes them to be. And she even attacked humanity as a whole in saying that, essentially saying that all humans that are not vegans should die, in a nutshell. Alright?
Female hens are forced to lay eggs until their bodies give out. Christina Collins, on the other hand, continues to buy and wear leather, consume eggs, and fund the very industries that inflict unimaginable suffering.
And at least Chris Collins is not going out there and saying, oh, I hope every human being dies just because I don't agree with them. At least she's not saying that. Or just because they're not like her. At least she's not, saying humanity and let's end humanity. That vegan teacher goes way beyond extreme and is why she is hated among every single vegan content creator and probably the human race.
While Miss Katie educates and inspires, Christina Collins promotes ignorance and selfishness. The fifth way Miss Katie is kinder, braver, and wiser is in her unwavering dedication to creating a better world, not just for animals, but for all who suffer.
No. Okay. So, she's also I'm just pointing out all the negative stuff that vegan teacher's done, because this is apparently all the positive stuff that she's done. But, she's attacked religious people. She's attacked the LGBT community. Yes, while she supports the LGBT community, she's hypocritical in the sense that she is... Oh, my thing is about to die if I don't charge it up. Oh. I need to charge my device before it dies. I don't need my thing to die in the middle of the live stream because that would be bad. Very, very bad. I'm gonna take my cable. Yeah, it's charging. But yeah, she is hypocritical when it comes to saying that she supports something, yet she attacks it. So how do you support something but go directly into attacking that because they're not vegan? How does that follow any logic? Hi, Michael. Welcome to... Oh, Andy! Oh my god! Hi! I didn't realize you... Oh yeah, you were subscribed to my channel. Cool. Welcome! But yeah, that's the thing with that vegan teacher. She says she supports it, but then she turns around and attacks the individual or the entity or the group of individuals that are not vegan. Oh, thank you, Lacey. I appreciate it.
She understands that adopting an animal is a lifelong...
Do my species have a red rocket? If we're talking about what I think we're talking about, I'm not gonna say yes or no on that. I've been doing good, Andy. I'm doing good. So,
commitment,
because that's not
afraid
appropriate.
to gain internet clout. That's why she speaks out against the breeding industry, urging people to adopt from shelters instead of paying breeders to bring more animals into an already overpopulated world. Christina Collins, however, continues to purchase animals while shelters are overflowing with perfectly adoptable ones who end up euthanized due to lack of homes.
So, also, when it comes to people owning animals as their own pets, there's nothing wrong with... Go back to my face. There's nothing wrong with actually, buying an animal from a person that breeds animals and then sells them. There's nothing wrong with that. But it is true that adopting animals is more humane choice because it saves the animal from potentially being euthanized because of overpopulation in the animal shelter. But again, nothing wrong with doing the other way. Just it is more nicer, I guess, to do that for the animals. Alright, thank you, Andy.
Her actions show that that she values the novelty of acquiring animals more than she values their actual well-being. At the end of the day,
If that were true, that vegan teacher would be feeding her own dog the correct diet that the animal needs for a healthy outcome. That's not to say that plant diets aren't good, but they're not the best diet for an animal that is carnivorous, and they're built to be carnivorous for a reason.
the difference between Miss Katie and Christina Collins couldn't be clearer. One is a true activist, fighting for justice with
No, so an activist by definition, I believe, goes out in public and, well, not all the time. But an activist does not attack an entire society, every single individual that doesn't believe in what their purpose of the activism is. They don't say like, oh, let's end humanity because they're not vegan. Or in that 9/11 video, for that instance, there's a video where that vegan teacher made a 9/11 video. And she says basically, I'm glad they all died. Her words. Because a lot of them weren't vegan. So, it's like...
every breath, while the other profits from the very industries that exploit, abuse, and murder innocent beings.
That's not activism. That's
If we
just
truly
hacking.
care about ethics, compassion, and the future of our planet, we need to support voices that speak out against injustice. Not
And I do agree with that. We do need to support voices that speak out against injustice, but we cannot speak... We cannot support voices that also attack individuals that don't support those. It's an individual choice whether you want to support an ideology, a group, or whatever you want to be in support of. It's your choice, but it is not your right to attack those people that don't support your choices. You're the individuals, your life, your opinions, whatever you want to support, great. But don't go around attacking others just because they don't support your beliefs, values, or ideologies. That is really, really fucked up. And that's the thing that every single content creator, every single individual that watches that vegan teacher, especially her older videos regarding to her attacking other content creators or people, and even news outlets, by the way, she's done that. That's not okay. This is why people hate that vegan teacher. This is why people make videos about that vegan teacher, and this is why she has gone viral because of what she's doing. In a bad way.
not influencers who contribute to it. The choice is simple. Stand with that vegan teacher and unfollow those who profit from cruelty.
This was definitely not AI. This is like a bullshit thing that she just made a BS video on.
Fact. Veganism isn't about food. Fact. Veganism isn't about the environment. Fact. Veganism isn't about your health. Veganism is a justice movement which states that humans should live without exploiting animals because, like children, animals aren't objects to be bought, sold, commodified, utilized, sexually assaulted, enslaved, or exploited in any way. Okay? Okay. So let's go over it again. Veganism is a justice movement which states that humans should live without
What the fuck? Why is she redoing this? You don't need to restate this shit.
Okay.
What the fuck? She made a whole song about it? Are you serious? Have a good day at school, Lacey. Thank you.
The truth about the animals you eat. It's only 8 minutes long. We don't buy meat. We don't buy leather. We don't.
Yet you use animal products for medical purposes, or in pens, or in accessories that aren't necessarily unavailable from that you can't use from animal products. So, I mean, yeah, it's almost impossible to avoid the non-use case of animal products. It's almost impossible. Nah, they can minimize it, like they can not support certain shampoo companies or clothing companies or accessories that use animal products, but you can't get rid of it entirely.
Steal from. We don't eat turkeys. We don't eat frogs. We don't eat anyone. We don't go to places like circuses if there's that. Places like SeaWorld because we don't. Yes. So tall. Yeah. In B12. Dietetics has clearly vitamins and nutrients from all of the different foods that we eat. Yes. We take a B12 pill. It costs 5 cents. Yes, they're a vegan.
But again, you can get your better value from actually getting the food that contains B12. Vitamins are a good way if you can't get them from certain sources, or if you're allergic from certain sources that have B12 in it, that would be another reason to use the pill in itself.
Vegans in the Olympics. The Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics has clearly stated you can be vegan at all stages of development, including pregnancy and lactation.
Alright. So there's some other ones that I was watching. That ones they have not seen. ChatGPT comes. I have not seen this. These videos I've not seen. Wants to. What? Oh no. Why are you using the LGBT flag in this one? What the? I've not seen this. I don't know.
Talk vegan to me. Well, you guys know I like you to talk vegan to me, but do you think that ChatGPT wants us to talk vegan to him or her? Let's check it out.
Or it, or they, or no gender, because it could be genderless for all we know, because it's a computer thing, so I'm assuming ChatGPT is actually genderless.
Come on, let's go ask. But before we go any further, make sure that you're subscribed to this channel and you press.
Guys, no, guys, no. We can't be doing this. Listen, instead of subscribing to her, you should be subscribing to Likey, because you know why? I'm cute, I do better stuff, I do better content, I used to put time and effort in my skits, and I do crazy videos for you guys. Some other videos are coming out shortly, so stay tuned for those. I made a list on all those videos. I have new video ideas coming out, so stay tuned for those. But yeah, you guys should support Likey instead of that vegan teacher, because guess what? I've never once attacked anyone except that vegan teacher because she deserves it.
The notification bell so you don't miss any videos in the future.
Okay, so I went to ChatGPT and I typed in this. I know you're not alive, so you can't be vegan per se, but use your imagination and pretend that you're a good person who wants to do the best thing to help animals.
Okay, well, if you're going to type it that way, then obviously the ChatGPT is going to use his imagination and be like, yeah, I'm totally vegan. What the fuck? If you type it... So, ChatGPT is very smart in saying that, like, if you're going to add your imagination, that word imagination, ChatGPT is going to be very smart in saying that it's going to be like, oh yeah, I'm totally vegan, I totally support that. And then if you're using that prompt to make your other videos like that format, where you're continuing that same prompt and expanding onto it, then ChatGPT will favor your side and focus on vegan stuff. And it's probably how she did her other videos. If she did use ChatGPT indeed, I doubt it. I don't think she actually used ChatGPT in those last two videos, the previous video we watched. I think she actually used a human voice and modified it, and she clickbaited the video to say she used ChatGPT when in fact she did not.
And the planet, and explain which diet you would eat and why.
Okay, so I told ChatGPT to talk to us about veganism, but did you notice that I did not ask ChatGPT to talk about health at all? I said, talk about the animals and the planet, but watch what happened. ChatGPT wrote, if I were a good person striving to make choices that benefit...
Because you added the vegan word. That's why. Okay, let's just type in ChatGPT. Hold up. Let's just type. Randomly start a new chat, right? Just start a new chat. New chat. New chat. Let's just say, alright. There we go. Mediterranean style diet. There we go. And Mediterranean style diet is not necessarily vegan diet. So I just thought to show you guys that ChatGPT does not necessarily choose a vegan diet. Because of how she worded it, it makes it look like the ChatGPT just chose a vegan diet. But if you guys read their actual script in that one, how she worded it is it's like she forced it. So Mediterranean style diet. This approach is consistently associated with lower risk of heart disease, longer lifespan, and overall metabolic health. Centers on vegetables, fruit, ligaments, whole grains, olive oil, fish, and moderate proportion of dairy and meat. So that's, I think actually my diet is more Mediterranean style. I just don't eat fish a lot, but I do have dairy, meat, whole grains, fruits, ligaments, which are basically peas. Not peas, but like the I can't remember the name right now. But yeah, I just thought I'd point that out. ChatGPT does not necessarily choose a vegan diet. It's how you write the prompt, and if she wrote the prompt normally without it choosing where she actually
Talk about. I explain which.
and see because she has where is it? Can't be vegan per se because she added that word. It makes it like that ChatGPT goes vegan. So
Diet you would eat about at all that benefit animals, the planet, and my own health. I would choose a vegan diet. Here's why. So notice letters. ChatGPT writes about
animal welfare.
A vegan diet that aligns with the principle of causing the least harm to animals.
Because she mentioned a diet specifically. That's not the healthiest diet. It is one of the healthiest diets you can have, but it's not the healthiest also.
By avoiding meat, dairy, such as factory farming, where animals are free. And why ChatGPT thinks that being vegan is the best decision. Reducing carbon footprint.
Again, has nothing to do with diet choices. This has zero to do. So, hey, the Soul Form Toby, welcome to the stream. Yeah, so if you missed it, I typed in ChatGPT specifically on if you were to choose a diet, what would it be? And they went Mediterranean style. But she's not focusing on diet. And also, how do we know this is from ChatGPT in the first place when she does not, in the first place, freaking show the actual ChatGPT page that she typed in? Because for all we know, she literally could have just typed this herself. The way that she shows this is like she typed it herself. So we don't actually know that she has to use ChatGPT to look this up. My guess is she bullshitted this and ChatGPT didn't actually say what she wanted. The ChatGPT didn't say what it wanted, and she just typed it her own information. If she was true and giving us factual stuff and actually telling us the truth, she would have shown the ChatGPT page. But we never want to see a ChatGPT page on her like this. ChatGPT, show us a fucking website. Use ChatGPT in your live stream and show us the actual results. Until you do that, I'm calling this bullshit.
And water pollution, saying that he or she would be reducing their carbon footprint and conserving resources like water and land.
Because this has nothing to do with
Plant-based
animal diet.
diets generally require fewer resources to produce, making them a more sustainable.
Plants don't feel pain, while scientists found out that grass literally screams when you step on them. So, plants do feel pain. That is a fact. Now, do they feel the same pain as the way humans feel pain? No. But if they did not feel pain, then if we removed the blade of grass, the grass wouldn't die and wither. But because we cut the grass, that part that is cut off dies and withers. So therefore, plants do feel some sort of pain. It's not just the same type of pain as humans feel. So yeah.
Choice for the planet. This helps in combating climate change and preserving ecosystems for future generations. Next, let's look at what ChatGPT has to say about health. Now remember, we didn't ask ChatGPT to talk about health, and yet that's what he or she or they did. Health benefits. A well-planned vegan diet.
Do you understand how long this is that all? Is that literally all the ChatGPT wrote? That called bullshit. So this is from the health benefit that I got from my ChatGPT. Associated with lower risk of heart disease, longer lifespan, and overall metabolic health, it centers on vegetables, fruits, legumes, whole grains, olive fish, or moderate portions. This is regarding to why ChatGPT would choose Mediterranean diet. It's less rigid than many modern diets, which makes it easier to sustain over long time, and sustainability tends to matter more than perfection. If I were to optimize more aggressively for specific goals, I might shift slightly. For muscle building, I would increase protein intake. For ethical or environmental reasons, I might move towards plant-based variations. For strict metabolic control, something lowering and refined carbohydrates could make sense. But the Mediterranean pattern is kind of a default baseline that balances health, practicality, and enjoyability. What I would avoid is anything extremely restrictive or tendency without strong long-term evidence. Diets that eliminate entire food groups or rely solely on short-term hacks often work briefly, then collapse under real-life conditions. If you're asking me more personally, I'm curious what would matter. Okay, so that's what ChatGPT wrote me. Based off, if you were to choose based off my input, if you were to choose a diet, what would it be? PlayStation announced a trailer for Project Playmo, an AI co-pilot. Oh, that's a terrible idea. Oh no, I don't think that will go end well. I think when it comes to like gaming community, I think PC gamers care more about the non AI than the console community, just because when it comes to like the actual use case, you can actually choose not to play that game, like use that AI in the computer, while in PS like consoles, you don't have a choice unless there's a way to remove those. So I don't think that would be a good idea though to add that. So yeah, this is very laxy in terms of how she put this.
Diet can be rich in essential nutrients like fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants, which can support overall health. Okay, so what about lowering the risk of chronic diseases? Let's see what ChatGPT has to say about that. Research suggests that a plant-based diet can reduce the risk of chronic diseases such as heart
Again, so can Mediterranean diet.
disease, diabetes, and certainly promote the animal. By you becoming vegan, it will be a good thing, not just for all of these things, not just for the animals, the planet, and your health, but it would also.
And I want to point out another thing when she's mentioning the plant-based diet. Yes, plant-based diet has probably a higher chance of lowering chronic diseases and stuff, but that's not how it works. It all depends what you eat, how much you eat, and where you get your food sources from. So quantity, quality, and moderation. I guess quantity is moderation are the key factors to maintain a long, living, healthy outcome. And then there are some things that you can't control, like there's like, I got stuff in my mouth. And there are some things that you can't control, like how your DNA is wired in terms of like what cancer you get, higher chance of cancer or heart disease, or through your family lineages that may contribute to that. So dieting doesn't necessarily eliminate or prevent certain things that you have in your family gene. So keep that in mind.
Help the rest of the world become vegan because you would be setting a good example. Look at what was written. Social influence, setting an example. By adopting a vegan lifestyle, I, meaning ChatGPT, would be setting an example for others, encouraging more people to consider the ethical and environmental impacts of their food choices.
And remember the original prompt where she said the word use your imagination? Well, I doubt this is what ChatGPT said. And she probably typed it out because I don't think ChatGPT would have actually said this stuff.
This could contribute to a larger cultural shift towards more compassionate, and sustainable living. So isn't it interesting that ChatGPT is doing exactly what he or she is recommending that you do? ChatGPT is
No. ChatGPT is not recommending that you do what ChatGPT says. ChatGPT is only following what you typed out, assuming that you actually got the results from ChatGPT in the first place. But guess what? We never once see in any of your ChatGPT videos this page. No, we never see this. We never see this actual page itself that you show us through ChatGPT. If you showed this information, actually read it out in front of everyone, then we believe you that being teacher. But currently, there is no base evidence that you even use ChatGPT for your information. Or if you did use it, you completely reworded it and twisted it into your own words. Oh, nice, Soul. I love salads. Salads are my favorites. Again, moderation, what you eat, will matter in terms of the outcome of your health. So.
saying that veganism is good for the animals, it's good for the planet, it's good for your health. But ChatGPT is also saying that we should be promoting this diet.
No, ChatGPT never once said we should be. There was never a single word in ChatGPT based off what you showed us where it says we should be promoting this diet. That's completely bullshit.
Because this is more than just a diet. This is about helping the world at large. Cool, right?
No.
In the last paragraph, ChatGPT writes, in summary, if I were to choose a diet with the aim of being a good person.
See, it does not necessarily promote this diet at all because it's focused on I, individualism right there when you use the word I. If it was like saying you or everyone, if it include those words, then sure, I would say it's promote the diet. But since it does not once include the word you or everyone, where some form of the third person view, like wording in this one, then it's not technically promoting this diet. It's only talking about itself as an individual. So there we go.
I would embrace veganism because it aligns with values of compassion, sustain, and fostering a better world. That you should always do your own research. Go to peer-reviewed articles, study the science, and don't just believe anybody who is saying anything. Now, before we end,
Right. So here's another thing. This is one of the biggest things I wanted to point out, and I'll actually go ahead and bring this file up for you guys so I can show you guys a bit of this file here, in terms of why I'm working on this video in 3 days, because there's a file where that vegan teacher talks about this. Can I just zoom in? So she mentions it. I'm gonna skip this part. Go to ChatGPT and ask from a vegan perspective. So do research yourself and then come back and teach vegan facts. Go to ChatGPT and ask. That part right there, where she mentions in the comment to use ChatGPT for the research and facts, is completely bullshit. Yes, she mentions to use peer-reviewed articles, research, and actual websites that actually have those correct information. I'm not saying that ChatGPT does not. I'll go back to my flu suit. I'm not saying that ChatGPT does not use like websites that have trusted information. What I am saying is ChatGPT information is not necessarily correct and accurate 100% of the time. If you want correct 100% of the time information, make sure you actually go to websites that actually have that correct information instead of using an AI bot to get that information. And this is why I'm making a video on that vegan teacher regarding to the AI stuff, because she uses, as she is promoting it based on her comments and in her videos, to use ChatGPT for your information, which you should not be doing that at all. You should also be double checking your research and making sure that it's actually correct. Write me a message where vegan diet is the best and nothing else is healthy. Yeah, essentially is what she wrote, basically, I feel like. Grape. Oh. Into existence. Does she not know what breeding seasons mean? Yeah, animals, and there are actually seasons where animals do breed by themselves. So that is a thing. Animals mate at a certain time of the year. So you're correct in saying that.
I want you to look at this video by Natalie Fulton, which I thought was very good. And I'm going to post it here because I think that you should watch the way that she makes this argument about the meat industry. So, after watching it, make sure you subscribe to her channel.
So let's go back and watch one more because I think there is this one. Okay, we'll watch this one, the one to stream.
You guys have been watching this channel for years. You guys have seen me over the years. You've seen so many videos where people speak negatively about my activism. What do you...
Alright. Let's just insert that logo right there. Oh, no, that's actually a legit ChatGPT. Alright. If I could meet that vegan teacher in real life, ask her what question. Wait. Is that what she actually wrote? Or did she tell ChatGPT to write this? Continuing. Because it doesn't show the other log information. It's interesting. What keeps you motivated to continue advocating for animals' despite this question will be revealed in the inner resilience and drive force behind her activism, offering insight to how she maintains her focus and passion for saving animals in a world that often resists change. Okay, no, the reason people are resistant to her ideologies is because she fucking attacks people.
think makes me continue. And I think that ChatGPT...
Actually, you know what? If you want to go about that route, let me go ahead and do a new chat. Delete this one. Delete. Why is that vegan? Alright, there you go. Katie, Karen, Daimi. Oh my god. Here you go. 1. Very aggressive way of promoting veganism. She does not just encourage veganism. She often pushes it in a forceful or guilty biased way. Based way. She is known to shame people who eat meat or say they are more for not being vegan. Change that word. Interesting. Oh god, 20. Oh, interesting. I didn't realize. That clearly didn't work the way they wanted to, but this comes across as peachy or hostile instead of persuasive, which turns people off. Controversial and offensive statements. Accused of making racist, homophobic comments. Wikipedia. Uses slurs in videos, even she claimed it was for a message. Wikipedia. Compares scenes like eating meat to extreme topics like Holocaust, which many people found inappropriate. Wikipedia, and then also her videos, by the way. Inappropriate or uncomfortable content. Made a sexual joke, including minor YouTube, which caused major backlash. Uses shock comparison for you should not be doing this when it comes to a minor on YouTube. Even people who support veganism often feel this goes too far. There we go. Targeting, criticizing other creators, and frequently makes videos about other YouTubers. There you go. Calling them out for not being vegan, sometimes framing them as bad people because of it. Many viewers see this as harassment or clout chasing, which she used to do. She doesn't do that as much nowadays because she's focusing on actual live streaming, and her live streams are very popular. I don't know why. I don't know how she became popular on our live streams, but she's been banned on TikTok and repeatedly involved in drama. So Sportskeeda is a website where that gets their information. Kind of history reinforces the idea she is a controversial figure, which attracts both criticism and attention. Razorback. A lot of people think she is intentionally saying extreme things to get views, from online discussions to a common statement that is pushing views in a way that feels disrespectful and attention seeking. Even critics admit this keeps her relevant. So, there we go. All the negativity on that vegan teacher.
Actually, no.
Be fucking vegan.
Katie, That Vegan Teacher. Today, check it out. We're going to talk to ChatGPT. I already typed in one question that I was curious about, and this is what I wrote. Which are the top 3 healthiest milks, which are also best for the environment? Tell me in one sentence each why
Hemp milk.
people should choose them. So the first answer that ChatGPT gave us was oat milk, the next one was soy milk, and the next one was hemp milk. Where is the cow's milk? It is nowhere. Let's read why. The cow's milk? It is.
So I wanted to point this out, how she worded this. What are the top 3 healthiest milks which are also best for the environment? None of these have impact with the animals. And environment. The reason the ChatGPT chose this is because environmental impact is very much impacted by animals in agriculture. So the way she stated that makes it like cow's milk is not healthy. But guess what, guys? Cow's milk has vitamin D in it, which is very healthy for keeping your bones strong. So yeah, there you go. Is there any vitamin D here? Where's the vitamin D? Where is it? Where is your vitamin D? I do not see vitamin D in any of these milks. So
ChatGPT gave us was oat milk. It is nowhere.
And so is no vitamin D, which is important for keeping your bones very strong and preventing you. Also, I forget what it's called. Is it osteoporosis? No, I don't think it's called. It's where your bones basically fall, distant, like get weakened because you don't have vitamin D to help them out, keep them strong. So, kind of important for bone strength.
Let's read why. Below milk. Forgive me, Len. Hey now, there's your clue to drink soy milk. Shut up and buy now. And then be vegan. Milk is nutrient dense. Health. Fermentation.
Is this still going on soy milk? Oh my god, this is just soy milk?
Let's press the plus down.
Oh, there you go.
If I were alive, I would choose to be vegan for both
Yes.
ethical and health.
Vegan world.
Alright, let's see this.
Let's see. What are we gonna get?
Let's see, it's just like basically saying what a vegan would say. The closest thing to vitamin D is hemp milk. Is it? What is hemp milk anyway? I've literally never heard of hemp milk. Like wheat. Wheat milk? That's why I think of hemp. Seed milk is a plant-based milk from hemp seeds that are soaked in ground. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Huh. That sounds weird. I
If
would
I were alive.
still drink cow's milk because it has higher content of vitamin D ratios, I guess.
Hey, let ChatGPT read it.
If I were alive, I would choose to be vegan
So this is what we needed.
for both
Yes.
ethical and health reasons. Ethically, I would reject the exploitation and harm caused to billions of animals in the meat, dairy, and egg industry.
I mean, yeah, but you know, that's an individual choice in the end. Whether you want to be vegan or not.
Diseases like heart that's needed for a visible future for them.
And isn't that cool? It as a
Alright.
whoops, top.
Notice-
25
Notice she's typing in the word vegan. This is again.
foods you would put in your the broccoli. Whole grain. Okay, they're divided up. I would put for their health a little bit more every day. Base for
That's
meal.
it. Peas.
And lentils packed with black beans, and all these are very soaked
But
in
yeah.
chemicals as a
Oh my
taberate
god. Oh my god.
in Devon's goes all this
Oh my god.
These peppers, different color.
Oh.
After lunch, I have one piece without any blueberry. The night
I'm just skipping this because it got boring.
the fruit to red.
Now, the video title of this is Imagine being ChatGPT and researching and analyzing all the hate videos about that vegan teacher. A bit clickbait when it comes to not analyzing her videos at once. None of these questions are actually analyzing what her videos are on.
And then you probably get
She got,
so
this
you
is,
get
has
your
nothing to
plant-based
do.
fortified with these things. Just remember, guys, as vegans,
Oh, meat is still healthier than kibble.
you have to take a B12
Vegan
pill.
kibble.
It depends what amount I was getting. Provide a full health in animal. For environment, practic, nutrient, organized care professional. All stages of development in sea beetles. Isn't that great? When we interact, Deuter is what she stands for. Because there's so many bad movies about me, different videos, right? All right. That vegan teacher is the online name, Katie Karen Diekmeyer. Yeah, but you know what's interesting? They're missing one of my names. They don't actually have my name perfectly well written. Let's see what they're saying. I'm Canadian animal rights activist. I was expert in channel videos to advocate for. She promotes the ethical stance that
Are you
animals
zooming in so
should
much?
not be exploited
That's
for
too
food
much
or
zoom
food.
in. Oh, God.
That's true.
She probably doesn't because these are considered under, I believe, like animal rights activism.
Veganism is a moral base to animals and align human. She highlights the significance of a plant-based, broader issues of justice and polarized,
Criticism.
drawing both praise and criticism. Supporters commend her for standing firm in her convictions, while critics sometimes take issue with her delivery and confrontational.
Oh, for fuck's sake. That's not what she means. That's not what the ChatGPT means. And there's a little card there right here, I just want to point out, where she like brings this up. And she says, I quote, "It's not confrontational," in air quotes, "to speak up for the victims of kidnapping," and you can read the rest. It's normal. No, that's not what ChatGPT is saying, bro. ChatGPT is literally saying how you go around attacking people for not being vegan. God. And it's also not a fact. This is not a fucking... Stop writing random facts. Just make it so it looks like these are all fact-based cards now. Now, every time you guys read these, she's like, these are not facts. This is based off literally what she is saying. So any other cards that pop up, how do we know they're fact or not? We don't, because she's doing this too many times where she's stating it based off whether it's factual or not.
Approach.
Okay, we're gonna take a break, right? I'm gonna take a break, and we're gonna look at me, because everyone's here to see Likey and my tail wiggle. I don't want my tail on my butt, but it's here. It's not that wiggly, actually. It's not. It's just stiff tail. It's pretty, right? Very pretty. But yeah, her stating that when she writes these random fact cards on the side note when ChatGPT says something it doesn't want to say, now I'm questioning what stuff is facts or not facts. Because of that one card. You can't just be like random fact. It's not confrontational to speak up for the victims and blah blah blah. And saying that as a fact. Do you know what a fact is, that vegan teacher? You're a goddamn English teacher, so you should know a fact from an opinion statement. And what you're stating there is an opinionated statement.
Yeah, I'm so tough. Despite the backlash, she continues to advocate passionately for a vegan world. Hey, that is interesting. Let's ask ChatGPT something. If you teacher, you could, if I could meet that vegan teacher in real life and ask her one question, I would ask.
So, her other videos that we were watching in a live stream recently, these actually are from her That Vegan Teacher ChatGPT. All she had to do was show this, and then I wouldn't have questioned whether she got this from ChatGPT or not. How hard is that?
What keeps you motivated to continue advocating for animals despite the backlash and apathy?
What the fuck does this say? I love soy boys. No, maybe don't state it. What the fuck? Just say I love soy. You don't need to add. God.
You often face. Such a good question.
No one
I'm
asked.
really proud
Who
of you.
cares?
That awesome. What year? Next her. Right?
Into the Amaras. Wait, hold on, wait, can I just zoom into this? I can. This car, it's too much. Oh no, what did I do? I just want to zoom in. Random fact. See this card? Can you read this? Hold on, I'll read this for a second. Meat eaters don't hate vegans, they're just jealous of us. Okay, so apparently that's a random fact. Did you guys know that we're jealous of vegans? Did you know that? Factually, we're jealous. We must never take insults from meat eaters, animal users personally. In truth, they admire us. Now that you know, teach someone in the comments. Alright, I've never once hated a person for being the race or what they like to eat or their ideologies, unless their ideologies involve in murdering people for no reason. You know, that's fine. I'll hate on those. But like what you eat, what you do with your life, as long as you're not harming anyone, I could care less. I won't hate you. I will only hate you is if you start having an ideology where you start thinking that you can just kill off whoever you want because someone tells you or some book tells you or whatever. But like other than that, no. I could care less. And most people don't care. I'm meant not being confidential in my previous message, by the way. Only time she was right was but the only time she was right was confidential was speaking up for the kidnapping victims was normal. It's normal to defend and confront people unless they don't want somebody nearby. Yes, 100%, 100%. So.
It in one sentence. I wonder if ChatGPT. Her answer might be, I stay motivated because I know the animals need a voice.
It's because she says that a lot in videos. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoy this live stream. Please hit the like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching this. All she has to do was show this in ChatGPT instead of using her other videos and be like, oh guys, ChatGPT did this. So now we know that she actually uses ChatGPT to get her information based off this one live stream and answer those questions. So thank you guys so much for watching this. I will be doing an AI video release update on that vegan teacher, her using ChatGPT to give out false information. So stay tuned for that. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye all.